Written by J.M. Snap. Narrated by Dante Mohammed. Chapter 3. Retirement Party. I'm Kyle. My father is the beta of the Slate Pack. He is always dragging me along with him on these things, which, no offense, is usually pretty boring. I know this is supposed to be a celebration, but... Kyle looked around with his eyes raised. This is more like a retirement party than a school graduation party. I mean, where is the alcohol? Just what a bunch of puffed up wolves need is alcohol to fuel their egos. Lucy sighed and inwardly rolled her eyes. This guy was cute, but so far that was all he had going for him. Kyle chuckled. You are not at all how I imagined the werewolf princess. I expected someone more quiet and reserved. Of course you did. I bet your idea of a good woman is one who stays at home with the pups. She keeps the house clean and has a hot meal waiting for you when you come home from patrol. Lucy smirked over at him. You see, that isn't me. I would be the one leading the patrol and keeping your ass safe. Kyla grinned and sat closely next to Lucy. He side-faced her a bit as he grinned. The other stuff might be ideal, but I don't know. There is something attractive about having a strong female by your side. He openly looked her over. For once, she was getting openly noticed, but she didn't feel good about it. Instead, it actually annoyed her. It felt disrespectful in a sense. She turned her sharp eyes up to him and set a fierce gaze upon his blue eyes. I'm not sure if I need to mention this. I mean, it is common knowledge, but I can't detect if you have any intellect or not. The thing is, you are looking at me like I am someone obtainable. I am already promised to another. While I am flattered a paper bag with hot air is attracted to me, it really is a bad form to be so open about it. She watched his grin widen. Kyle leaned a bit closer so that she could feel his hot breath on her skin. Aren't you a bit curious? I bet your lips have never been touched. His eyes wandered to her soft pink lips. Don't you want to know what it feels like? Aren't you a bit curious to feel real intense passion? I'm not going to cross the line with you, princess, but I think you are beautiful. I know you are being handed over to the vampires. Kyle's face looked annoyed and he frowned. Our precious princess is being given to those bloodsuckers. He looked into her green eyes. You deserve to have more than that. You deserve to have a real choice and a chance at passion. I don't have any delusions. I know we can't be a thing. But if you want, I can show you what a real kiss feels like. Lucy started busting out laughing. She couldn't help it. She raised her hand over her mouth and giggled uncontrollably. You are good. And any other soft-minded female would have gone weak at the knees for your speech, I am sure. She then shot him an icy gaze and narrowed her eyes at him. Those bloodsuckers are our allies and my friends, and soon to be my family. It is also a part of me and my mother. You know, your queen. I don't like your tone when you talk about them, and I don't appreciate your wording. Your precious princess has chosen this life in order to keep the pack safe, in order to ensure peace. And you want to show me what a real kiss feels like? Lucy scoffed. There would be nothing real about it. This is you trying to put another mark on your checklist. I don't need your pretentious words. She stood up and started walking away. She just made it to a well-beaten path in the woods when she heard the sound of feet running up behind her. Kyle laughed as he slowed near her side. Okay, you win. You win. I won't underestimate you again. I'll just be me, and hey, if you like that, then my offer is still on the table. He winked at her. And being completely transparent, yes, I would absolutely love to taste your lips. It is one for my bucket list. Lucy smiled and shook her head. I appreciate your newfound honesty, Kyle. You know you will probably get a lot farther with one of the other ladies here. Go and use your flirtatious talents on someone it will work on. Kyle grinned and flashed her with his white, toothy smile. And give up my dream of kissing your lips at least once? Never. I have time. I'll wear you down. He winked at her and looked around the trail they were walking down. So where are we heading? Away from the retirement home party, Lucy smiled. That party is centered for the adults, which is why you didn't see anyone our age there but me, which made me your prime target. There were no other females around. She led him through some thick brush to see a large bonfire. Around the bonfire was the younger generation laughing and having a good time. Lucy spotted her brother, Justice, and Jasper near a large group of girls. They were practically fawning over the men. It was gross. Welcome to the real party. Lucy tilted her head up to Kyle and smiled. She nodded her head towards her brother and the other guys, and right there is your competition with the other woman. I told you, I'm after you tonight, Lucy. Kyle looked at her and placed his arm around her shoulders. There are so many people here and I feel a bit scared being away from you, he teased. Please protect me. Lucy shook her head and laughed. You are wasting your time with me, Kyle. Seriously, go and find another target. You reek of overconfidence and arrogance anyways. Then humble me. Lucy laughed and led Kyle closer to the bonfire. Little did she know several sets of sharp eyes were now following her and the man who was acting too familiar with her. Oh, Lucy, who is this tasty-looking man next to you? Kyle, meet the female version of yourself, Gia. Lucy smiled at her cousin. Gia was not promiscuous but enjoyed being flirtatious with the men. She was the daughter of Adam and Susan. Adam was the son of Avery, who was her grandfather Tyler's cousin. She was also stunningly beautiful with her blonde hair, fair skin, and blue eyes. If it wasn't for her being a relative, Aiden and Justice would have already made their move on her. Hey, Kyle, do you want to come and spend some time with me? I can show you a quiet spot I love. Gia winked at him as she bit her bottom lip seductively. Kyle grinned and shook his head no, at the same time and pulled Lucy closer to his side. No, I'm spending the evening with this amazing woman tonight. Oh, loose. Nice. Well, don't get pregnant. Gia winked at her cousin before she strolled over to another lone wolf. Lucy sighed and rubbed her head. Her cousin had no shame. Don't worry, Loose, I won't get you pregnant. Kyle chuckled. Lucy shot him an unamused look. Funny, but seriously, you shouldn't say such things. Gia was bold and this was her pack, but Kyle saying something like that even as a joke could cause trouble, especially around young pups wanting to bump chests. What? I have you to protect me, right? Kyle winked down at her as she led him over to a spot near the fire. Lucy enjoyed Kyle once he started acting like himself, and to be completely honest with herself, it was nice. It was nice having a guy be openly interested in her. Despite who she was, despite the fact that she was engaged, he still gave her attention as a woman. And it was nice. She enjoyed the casual flirting, and when he scooted closer to her, she didn't object. They actually had normal conversations around the fire. They talked about random things about their lives, things they were interested in, things they hated. Are you really okay making this choice, Lucy? You seem like such a fun and lively person. I'm afraid you will lose that flame inside you. Kyle looked over at her with a serious expression. She gave him a small smile and looked at the fire dancing in front of her. What is one or two people's happiness in exchange for the lives of two species? She looked over at Kyle and shrugged. My parents adore each other. The way they look at one another. Yeah, I wish I could have that. I wish I had someone who would look at me like my father does with my mother. But as much as I want that, I also know that solidifying a peace between our species is important. She shrugged. It's not like I'm sacrificing my life. No, but you are sacrificing your heart. Kyle frowned as he stared at her sparkling eyes. He could see the fire dancing in them. She really was beautiful, but more than that, she was also clever. She was flirting with her before because she was stunning, and he was intrigued if he could get the princess. But now, he was attracted to her attitude. He liked the way she easily saw through him and her strong personality. You are a strong person, Lucy, and not just strong for a woman, but for a person. She smiled at him. Thank you. What is he like? Lucy looked over at Kyle for a moment. He is nice, kind, and considerate, but he acts like he can't really be bothered with me. After our mandatory meetings, he vanishes. He doesn't even join us for the family dinners. I don't really blame him. I'm sure he isn't thrilled about this idea either. She looked over to see Kyle looking angry. He isn't even taking the time to get to know what kind of person you are. No matter what, you are both going through this. He owes it to you to get to know you. Kyle growled lowly and clenched his fingers together tightly. He better not mistreat you or keep a mistress on the side. Lucy giggled. As if I would stand for that. Kyle laughed. I guess I forgot you don't need to be protected. If he plans to keep a mistress, he better keep body bags at the ready. Lucy bit her bottom lip and smiled. What does your wolf think about all of this? Kyle asked a seemingly harmless question. Lucy stared at his eyes and shrugged. It was a normal question for most werewolves, but not for her and not for Aiden. Unlike all the other werewolves, things were different with the two of them. Their werewolves were not separate from them. It is something they have kept secret for now. But the two of them were actually different from werewolves. They were similar to how werebears were. They were one with their wolves. They were the same person. This was an unheard of for werewolves, but it was not unheard of for Lycans. Lycans were different from the werewolves since they were stronger and more powerful, but they also were one with their wolves. Her parents have both already discussed everything in detail and even consulted their other close family and friends over the issue. All came to the same conclusion that somehow Lucy and Aiden were Lycans. Because they were not separate from their wolves, they were naturally even stronger. This was something else the clever moon goddess bestowed upon them. She was obviously making sure their family continued to be stronger. My wolf agrees with whatever choices I make, Lucy said quietly, which wasn't a lie because her wolf was her. You deserve more. His voice was soft and drawing. She stared into his blue eyes that were holding with hers. She could feel the atmosphere changing around him as he slowly moved his head forward. A million thoughts raced through her mind at that moment. Does she let him continue? Does she stop him? One part of her really didn't want to stop him, but her more sensible self knew she couldn't kiss him. It would be wrong. She was already taken, so even though she wasn't married yet, she was engaged. But before she could react, in a blur, she was pulled away from Kyle and into a firm chest. A loud growl ripped from his throat as two others came and sat down on either side of Kyle. Lucy looked down at Aiden and Justice, who were sitting on either side of Kyle. An intimidating aura was flowing from them. She then tilted her head up to look at Jasper. He was practically baring his fangs at Kyle as a low growl-like sound came from his throat. What the actual hell? As if she couldn't take care of herself. And then there was the fact they didn't trust in her to do the right thing. And lastly, this was none of their business. This was hers, her choice. She could change her mind if she wanted, and no one had the right to challenge her for it. Who did they think they were? Lucy felt her blood boiling as her anger climbed upwards. Watch it, men. You just pissed off the wrong werewolf princess.